Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
And welcome to the Weird Science Comics channel here on YouTube, where I'm going to go through Thor number 5, written by Donny Cates and art by Nick Klein. And I am a Donny Cates fan. I'm a Nick Klein fan as well. I'm not necessarily a Thor fan. I have not read a ton of Thor, so having a new series by Donny Cates, I was hoping that I'd get into the whole deal of becoming a Thor fan through this. And so far, it's not been fully a Thor book in my mind. Now, this is something that Donny Cates does. He likes to expand beyond the characters that he is telling the story about. He's done it with Venom. He did it with Guardians of the Galaxy, a book that ended up kind of being more about a Thanos story than actually Guardians of the Galaxy. And now he's doing this a bit with the Thor story, where Thor is Galactus's herald. You end up having the Black Winter coming, where people thought that sounded a lot like Null coming in the Venom deal. And I haven't really gotten the full Thor experience yet in my mind, but I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying it as a cosmic story. I see that Donny Cates does like to expand things, likes to change the mythos around the book that he's doing, and then getting to the stories with the characters themselves. But you do get a catch-up here, as we have Galactus and Thor off pretty much ready to confront Black Winter. Black Winter is here. You end up having Galactus going through and eating these 5 planets that he needed to power up. Now, by the end of this issue, we're going to find out that the Galactus not really telling the full story of the Black Winter. Black Winter destroyed his universe, and so when Black Winter is coming to our universe here, Galactus was there to warn, oh my God, this Black Winter's awful, we got to stop him, he's going to destroy everything. And we see by the end that Black Winter's there for something in particular and not exactly destroying the universe like Galactus had said. But before we get to that, we end up seeing what's going on around the kingdoms. You have Loki sitting on his throne thinking, doing Loki thinking time. You end up having the recent immigrants to Asgard trying to get along, get everything going on. And there's a lot there because these are 5 full planets, or at least 4, because the last planet didn't really have any survivors. But you end up having planets of different creatures that are now in Asgard. They're trying to work that out. And Lady Sif is not able to contact Thor and is pissed off at him. Ended up being pissed off from last issue, all these things, and ends up having a nice little chat with Beta Ray Bill, who says, we got to give Thor a break. A lot of times when guys want to, or gals want to lead, they demand to be leaders, kings, queens, whatever. That's dangerous. Sometimes that goes wrong. You got to watch out for those people. But when you're just thrust into it, you kind of have to ease in. You kind of have to let them find their way. And Beta Ray Bill does kind of forgive Thor a bit for all the things that are going on and wants to see what happens. And then he goes off to get drunk. They're all going to talk about stuff. You end up, Volstagg is going to, hey, we're going to get drunk with Volstagg. We're going to discuss things. You coming? She's like, I'll wait for Thor to come back. Not even knowing that he will, because she can't really tell what is going on. But what is going on is the battle is on with Galactus and Thor fighting off Black Winter. All these things going on, and we still don't know exactly what Black Winter is. And Black Winter starts to kind of center on Thor, starts to kind of talk a lot of trash about Thor, and then ends up bringing him in this like Escher-type mindscape to reveal the truths and to reveal who he is. And what you get is kind of one of those tropes where, you have the Black Winter kind of manifest itself showing, oh, well, maybe I'm Gore. Oh, no, Gore, I thought I killed you. Maybe I'm Loki. Oh, no, Loki. And you get the idea. Okay, this isn't the deal. But I think it is Black Winter showing that he knows everything about Thor. He knows how to trigger him with things like this. He knows what's going on and says, you've been killed and died all these other times. Here is pretty much the menagerie of these villains and your deaths. And I think it's one of those, like, I'm worse than those, but also I know all about you. I know what's going on. And starts to even mention, the Beyonder, the Serpent, Ragnarok, Annihilus, burned, atomized, crucified, unmade, all these things going on to kind of then reveal that you're kind of screwed. You're not going to be able to do what you want to do at the end of time, all these things, but also does reveal, like, I'm not really here for your universe. At one point saying, there's a lot of other things that can take care of that. I'm not small like that. I'm here for bigger things. And when Thor gets blasted back out of this, like I said, mindscape type deal, you can tell Galactus is like one of those guys who has been telling lies, or at least not the full story for a while now. And now the person who knows the truth, the person that he's been talking a lot of crap on, has arrived. And so every time you end up having Black Winter, and we do get a reveal of what he looks like, every time he ends up saying something, there's Galactus. Well, don't listen to him. It's all lies. No, he's not telling the truth. And of course, we wouldn't necessarily listen or believe a Black Winter after all of this setup of him coming just to be there to destroy everything and to be there to be the end of all times, all these things. But says, I'm not the end of your time, Thor, not yet. He's there for something else. He's there for something in his mind very personal, something that he had taken away from him, because as we go through this, he does then reveal, hey, and says, I'm not here to consume your universe. Your world has darker fates than me, I'm afraid. Hey, I'm not really concerned with your universe. I'm here for what's mine. And guess what is mine? Old Galactus, because he's my herald. And it's a huge thing. I mean, just the idea if you want to push Black Winter as being this big bad, having Galactus as his herald really ups the ante a lot in my mind. Really is like, holy crap, like Galactus, we thought he was like the be-all, end-all. He shows up and crap goes wrong, but yet he's only the herald for this Black Winter. So it makes it huge, but then also makes it a little smaller, more personal. But in the end, it also makes it more about the cosmic side of things and not necessarily just Thor. We get our Thor moments, yes. But again, like I said about Donny Cates, he's more concerned about expanding the mythos of a book and then might get to the story. This is more of a mythos, a cosmic book more than a Thor book. And because of that, I really do I'm still waiting for that Thor moment, that Thor book. And again, if you read all of Jason Aaron's run leading into this, maybe this is the breath of fresh air you need. It's a different scope. It's a different idea. It's a different thing like that. But if you're going into this as your first Thor book, you might be like me. It's not hitting as a Thor book. It's still a really good book. I still really enjoy it. I just want my Thor deal, but I don't like the Thor speak. So I think I'm asking too much, right? I'm asking way too much when all this goes down. But yeah, so we end up having the book. It looks fantastic. It really does. And I think Nick Klein is getting better each issue of being on Thor. Each issue looks bigger. It looks great. Everything's going on. And I said, you can read this and tell that it's an important story. You can tell that it's big. So I am going to give it. And I've actually done this book on the podcast. I'm going to go up. Each time I read it, I do like it a little more. Each time I read it and get away from that idea of, okay, it's not necessarily a Thor book, but boy, I'm having fun. I'm loving it. There's some big things. When I get away from that a little more, I can appreciate what Donny Cates is doing and like it a little more. So I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. And it seems like the whole Black Winter thing will be concluded next issue. So maybe he'll just go, come on, Galactus, let's go. It's like Galactus ended up not giving a 2 weeks notice. And now he's just, come on, you didn't give your notice. Let's go back. Let's go back to our destroyed universe, because I want to know what he's going to do then, because that universe isn't there. So where is he going from here? So I'm looking forward to that. But I hope that you enjoyed this video review. If you did, please subscribe to the channel, like the video below, and also check out the links for all things Weird Science, including websites, podcasts, both DC and Marvel. And also we have a Patreon where you can go and support us for all the things we do and get a lot more in return. But I'm going to go for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.